podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to ZPG Ice Maidens, the only dedicated Women's National Ice Hockey League podcast.
Part of the ZPG network of UK ice hockey podcasts.
We're in partnership with
the Hockey Art Club, hockey clothing for hockey people.
Worn by the best
and hated by the rest.
Listen to the ZPG network.
Get a 10% discount on everything
at hockeyartclothing.co.uk.
Just enter the code ZP10 on checkout to get your discount.
We're also part of the Sports Social Podcast Network,
the biggest sports podcast network in Europe,
boasting over 450 podcasts
for more than 15 different sports.
Hello and welcome to our third and final part of our playoffs review. Coming up on this week's episode, we hear how the Elite League was settled with 3 thrilling and close games. We also have 6 post-game interviews for you as we hear from all the teams involved. So, without further delay, let's get the show started. The Elite League playoffs were much closer than ever before. The Solihull Vixens started their semi-final well and soon had an early lead 3 minutes in. Faith Laverty fired a shot in on net from distance, which came back off a Guildford defender, only for it to fall for Anna Badoui to fire home from the right wing side.
Oh, and it's in. Fantastic finish. And I think it was Anna Badoui who scored the goal. The Australian-born player will get the replay coming up in a second, but an emphatic finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was just really surprising that she getting beat at a near post there. There was obviously some work on it and it was a good release, but you shouldn't be getting beat at your near post, especially from that angle. Should be wanting that one back.
Jamie McElroy there. Despite that early setback, the Lightning grew into the game and ended the second period well. Ellie Porter broke out with speed, but was tripped, giving the Lightning a power play for the final minute of the period. Anya Kadievich shot with a low one-timer, which forced a save from Kayla Poole, before Anya produced a nice drag back seconds later to set up another play. Mae Sullivan also had a chance when she fired through traffic, while Ellie Porter went close on the same power play to start the third period. The Lightning were creating plenty, but were snatching at chances and rushing plays. Solihull coped well with the pressure and were doing a good job of forcing the Lightning to be outside with shots, which Kayla Poole was always going to save, given her quality goaltending. The Vixens were also good at clogging up the middle of the ice and not giving anything away in the slot. Solihull had made a good start in both the first 2 periods, but Guildford made the better start in the third. Having performed well on the player advantage to begin the period, the Lightning soon had another power play opportunity when Evie Lawrence was tripped, and it was a chance they soon converted on.
Kadievich, who looks towards goal, fires through traffic into the logo though. The
That's
lights
in.
come on. Have they given it?
That's in.
They have given it. The Lightning have tied it up.
I think the shot was taken and it sort of went underneath Kayla Poole's arm and then it's dribbled down at the back of her and then rolled into the back of the net.
Anya Kadievich's shot from the corner went through a fierce and physical battle in front of the net, with Evie Lawrence doing a great job screening Kayla Poole. The puck went under Kayla's arm and landed behind her for Ellie Porter to tap over the line for what was a deserved equaliser with less than 13 minutes remaining. Solihull looked for an instant response, and Marley Easton was forced into pulling off a great triple save to keep her side level. Despite that, Guildford remained in the ascendancy and forced Solihull into further penalty trouble. Guildford's best chance fell to Alice Jones on a breakaway. However, Kayla Poole came up with a big save to rescue her side. But with less than 3 minutes to go, Guildford's hard work paid off. Solihull entered the zone with Jess Sprules, but some great defending from Mae Sullivan saw her launch a long pass down the ice just in front of the onrushing Alice Jones, who stole in behind the defence for a breakaway as she jumped into a play on a change. Once Alice was one-on-one with Kayla Poole, she had time to pick her spot and opted to go top shelf glove side, which popped the water bottle off the top of the net.
One-on-one. And she
What
scored!
a finish.
What a finish! And the Lightning have taken a late lead here and could the biggest of shocks be on the cards. What an absolute fantastic finish straight off the bench. It couldn't have fallen more perfect for her, could it?
We were saying it, Adam, weren't we? We were saying about the pace and the legs, and the longer the game goes on, and they're going to exploit that, and that's what they've done.
With the younger, faster skaters of Guildford causing Solihull problems late in the game, they called a time-out. 16 seconds later, the Vixens were back level. Jodie Alderson-Smith shot from distance, with Anna Badoui able to get a redirect on Marley's doorstep to get the puck in the net.
Back to Alderson-Smith at the point line's winner. Oh, it's finished in, and that's exactly why you don't write them off.
And it was a fantastic redirect there off of Jodie Alderson-Smith's shot.
Both sides then exchanged chances in the final couple of minutes before heading into overtime. Guildford created the first real chance during the bonus session when Beth Hill had a shot blocked by Megan Burton and, after Anya Kalievich collected the loose puck, fired at Kayla Poole instead of picking out her better-placed teammate at the back post. The game continued with some great back-checking from Evie Lawrence, but then Solihull struck, 1 minute 59 into overtime. Anna Badoui had the chance of a hat-trick, but was denied with a great highlight reel glove save by Marley Easton. From the ensuing face-off, Sarah Hutchinson picked out Katie Henry at the back post with a stretch pass. Katie had time to compose herself before firing high into the roof of the net for a dramatic winner and scored the goal which put her side in the final.
Wide open at back post.
She is. Oh, she scored. Katie Henry has just took the Vixens into the final then. You called it, Jamie. Back door was left open and Katie Henry entered and scored the winner.
Player of the game went to Guildford's Marley Easton and to Solihull's Anna Badoui. After the game, I spoke with Solihull goalie Kayla Poole, but first I spoke with Guildford defender May Sullivan. What was your thoughts on the game?
They had a really good early goal. We had to fight back into the game. The second goal was really good from Eloise Porter. She played so well to get that goal. And then they got another goal back. So we got our goal back. So Alice Jones made it 2-1. So it was a really good goal from Alice. Then Solihull, they went and they scored another one to make it 2-2. And the whole game we were just fighting for it basically.
Yeah, it was, that goal when Alice scored, it came at a great time, only a few minutes to go, and you're thinking, wow, this could be the big shock on, couldn't it?
Yeah, we were thinking that we had that in the bag, basically. We were so happy. I think you could hear all of us cheering. You
could, yeah. And then obviously Vixen get that goal back almost straight away. So disappointing, I'm guessing, at that point, isn't it?
It was really disappointing, but it made us feel that we had to work a lot harder to get back into the game.
Yeah. And then goes into OT, a chance right just before the Vixen scored the winner when Anya and Beth Hill combined, and could have been the winner, couldn't it?
Oh, it could have been. They played amazing all game. They've been playing amazing all season and everything. It was so close. They almost had it. Yeah,
but obviously disappointment that ultimately Lightning lost, but you must be pleased the fact that you were able to push what is a very strong team all the way, and a little bit more luck could have won.
Yeah. So this season, a lot of people thought that we were the underdogs. People thought that we were going to get relegated, but we've showed everyone now that becoming third wasn't just a fluke. That we deserved that place, and we showed on the ice today.
You really did. Now, you're one of the younger players who has come in. What's it been like for you playing Elite League hockey this season?
Elite League hockey is like a massive step up from Prem and Division 2. It's just crazy how much everything has developed. This season, I feel like I've become a better player. I think everyone else on the team has grown stronger together. It's just a great experience to have.
Solihull Vixens goalie Kayla Poole. What a game that was. Can you talk us through it?
It was a very tiring game. It was a very tough game. I feel like sometimes we got a little bit lost trying to do the fancy things, but I was playing simple. We made a few mistakes, but we got back, supported each other, kept our heads up when we went down, and then went from there.
Couldn't have got off to a better start either with Anna's goal.
I know, that was so good. I was like, yes, let's go. And it was like 1-0. For the first period. Second period, I was like, oh no, here we go, the pressure's on now.
Yeah, and it seemed in both the first and second periods, Vixens come out really strong to begin with, but then Lightning grew back into it.
Yeah.
And some real big saves in the third as well, because Lightning pretty much dominated that final 20 minutes, but some big 100%. Saves from you.
Yeah, my team tend to give me a heart attack every time.
You denied Alice Jones with that breakaway early on, but then she netted what was, when she comes straight off the bench, there was nothing really you could do about that, was there?
No, I dropped too soon, which I know is a problem for me anyway, but I was working on it. They had so many breakaways, I had to give up one. So.
Well, it did, yeah, but soon after, obviously, they go at the other end, and a shot from distance from Jodie was what made a difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, thank God for that.
So that tied it up at 2.
Yeah.
Into overtime, and again, some big saves at that moment when Kadievich and Beth Hill come through, and again, you had to be alert to stop that one.
Yeah, it was such a good line. So you always had to scan where they were, and luckily I managed to find them. But yeah, they're a very good line.
They really are. That went into, well, that was still in OT, but then the big moment for Katie Henry, and really, when she's alone in front of goal, you'd back her every time to score, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you can't stop her.
The second semi-final was just as close, with Kingston Diamonds making sure they pushed regular season champions Queen Bees all the way. Queen Bees took the lead 4.5 minutes in when Millie Georgie collected the puck in the corner and picked out Abby Sylvester, who was able to adjust her body onto her forehand and fired top shelf glove side for a great goal to open the scoring.
Abby Sylvester gets a hold of it, as you say, back onto the forehand, and she scores, just as you said, Jamie.
On the second opportunity, just exactly the same as she did there, just dropped the shoulder and came inside to that middle passing line.
The regular season champions were 2 goals to a good as the sides approached the midpoint of the game. Having just killed off a penalty, Catherine Gale released Rachel Cartwright with a clever pass forward before receiving a reverse pass in return to finish into the net for what was a great combination goal from the pair.
Rachel Cartwright, and it's over to Catherine Gale, who doubles the Queen Bees lead, and just like that they kill off the penalty and pounce at the other end.
Yeah, it was just a really smart play by Rachel Cartwright.
Kingston found the net 5 minutes later to set up a tense final period. Lydia Lutwich did well collecting the puck in the corner before making the play from Gretzky's office and picking out Mia Forbes in the mid-slot to fire home.
It's not one ball, and there's a goal. The Diamonds have got one back then, and it's probably what the game needed, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it was just the player in the slot and just a quick release. It was just Amelia McGinley was sort of caught unaware.
Mia was lively throughout and continued to be a threat to the Queen Bees. Kingston had a power play in the final 2 minutes and opted to pull goalie Georgia Ashton for a 6-on-4 advantage. However, the Diamonds were unable to convert on that player advantage, and the Queen Bees couldn't capitalise on the empty net either. But it did lead to a frantic final few seconds. Queen Bees hung on in the end, though, for the slender win, which booked their place in the following day's final. Player of the game went to Beth Diaz-Schoon in what was to be her last game for the Diamonds, and to Queen Bees goalie Amelia McGinley. Afterwards, the Queen Bees were also presented with the League Championship trophy. Kingston Diamonds forward Danny Newlove. Elite semi-final just finished with the Queen Bees. A 2-1 loss, not the result you wanted, but a really tough game and a really close game.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's one of the better games we've ever had, to be honest. And to be quite frank, I think, well, I call her Dora, it's Amelia, their goalie, is absolutely outstanding. She's a brick wall. So it's never easy to play against her. And, you know, we had a lot of chances and she was just the better goalie against us today.
Yeah, that being said, I thought Georgia had a really strong game.
Oh, absolutely. I meant Dora outclassed the rest of us, yeah. I think as a team we had a really strong game, and it was unlucky actually to lose it, to be perfectly honest. I think there wasn't too much more that we could have done ourselves. But it's just one of those things. It
is. They're a strong team. They're league champions for a reason.
Absolutely.
And compared it to the last time the two sides met, you must be happy that it was such a close game and that you, going into that final few seconds, you really could have pulled it back and tied it up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that last game was a bit of an anomaly. Not really, was a bit out of nowhere, but definitely I imagine it was a good game to watch. It was a good game to play in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, absolutely all credit to Queen Bees. They deserve that championship. And to think where Diamonds were last season compared to now, it's an achievement even, you know, to be here and to have such a close game to get into the finals. I think we're just happy with that, and we're happy that we had such a good last game for Beth Schoon, who's obviously leaving.
Obviously, all the best for Beth, who's been a great servant for the Diamonds over the years. I mean, pulling the goalie at the end, kind of had to, particularly with the power play as well. He had to maximise that opportunity, 6 against 4. Full of opportunities, and it was close, wasn't it? Could have quite easily been ended 2-2 and forced overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was on for the last, 45 seconds, minute-ish, and we had so many it's just there, but unfortunately it wasn't to be.
Queen Bees duo, goalie Amelia McGinley and forward Megan Stouts. A huge win in that semi-final. It was 2-1. It was narrow, but you had to really dig deep for that one.
Oh yeah, I think the team just had to persevere, and we were like, right, let's just get the job done and go home. On to tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple of good goals as well, and looked a comfortable lead at that stage, particularly with some big saves from Amelia, who you're a big goalie for the big games, aren't you?
I guess so.
But just looking back at that game, Kingston really piled on the pressure, particularly late on when they had the power play and pulling the goalie for 2 extra attackers.
I think they did. I mean, they knew the stakes of the game. They obviously haven't been in the playoffs the last few years. Like, they definitely came here to win, and so did we. And I think it was. I mean, we both competed, and obviously we came out on top. So that's all we can ask for.
The Elite League final saw a repeat of last season's clash, only this time Queen Bees came into it as regular season champions. Solihull were quick out of the traps and led by their top scorer Jodie Alderson-Smith. The GB captain received the puck out along the left wing boards before squeezing past Abby Sylvester's challenge to get in behind her international teammate and fired at goal. Amelia McGinley's glove took a lot of the power out of the shot, but the puck had enough momentum to loop over her head and into the net for the opening goal.
Jodie's got the pace to turn inside, gets a shot off. Oh, and she's made the save, Amelia McGinley, but it's still looped in. A little bit of luck perhaps there, but it was a fierce drive from Jodie Alderson-Smith to open the scoring in this playoff final. Jodie controls there, and her GB teammate Abby Sylvester couldn't even keep up with her. And you know that's a good opportunity for all the Vixens when that happens.
But Queen Bees were soon back level, thanks to Catherine Gale. Abby Sylvester collected the puck along the right wing boards and got it out to Amy Kingsbury just outside of the face-off circle. Her effort was swept towards goal, where Catherine Gale was on hand to redirect the puck home right on Kayla Poole's doorstep.
It's in, and the Queen Bees have equalised. It came out of nothing seemingly, but they put it home, and the rebound right on the doorstep crashed home.
The opening period continued to be played at a tremendous pace, with the Vixens looking fired up. But the momentum started to swing early in the second period, and having just killed off a Vixens power play, the Queen Bees would take the lead. Having been camped in their defensive zone, the Queen Bees countered. The puck was cycled by Megan Stouts and Talia Davidson-Wright before the puck fell invitingly into a mid-slot just out of Ellie Wallace's reach. The Swindon-born sniper was able to gather the puck in before firing over Kayla Poole's glove.
Megan Stouts working the puck in the corner, cycling it down in that corner, and Ellie Wallace scores, and that's 2-1 Queen Bees then. It looks like it was out of her reach, but that long stick reach that she has saw her rifle that one home, top shelf.
2 minutes into the third period, Solihull went close to tying the game up. Katie Henry's blade kept the puck in the offensive zone for Jodie Alderson-Smith to have a similar chance like the one she scored off earlier in the game. This time, though, Amelia McGinley came up with a strong glove save, but once the Queen Bees went down the other end of the ice, they made it a 2-goal game. Rachel Cartwright and Catherine Gale exchanged passes around the boards before the former made a play from Gretzky's office to pick out Lily Endicott in the low slot for her to fire home on the turn.
Rachel will control, worked it back. Lily scores. It was a shot on the turn, a sort of half spinorama, and it might even have came off the heel of a stick, and it's clipped the inside of the post and gone in for a 3-1 Queen Bees lead, and we are not quite 3 minutes into this third and final period.
From there, the regular season champions managed the game out well to clinch what was a league and playoff double. Sophie Games was awarded Player of the Game after she put on a defensive masterclass in what was her last game for the Queen Bees before heading off to university in America, where she will be playing in the NCAA. It saw her frustrate Jodie Alderson-Smith in the final 20 minutes as she shut the GB captain down. Kayla Poole came away with Solihull's award after another impressive display between the pipes. The All-Star Awards went to Solihull goalie Kayla Poole, with Queen Bees defender Abby Sylvester and forward Catherine Gale. The Whitley Bay Beacons also received a trophy, with the Frank Wright Sportsmanship Award heading their way for having the least number of penalty minutes throughout the season, before the Queen Bees were then presented with the playoff trophy. After the game, I spoke with Queen Bees and GB pair Catherine Gale and Rachel Cartwright, but first I spoke to Vixens head coach Reg Wilcox. A difficult loss for the Vixens today, but what was your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game, we gave it everything we got. We couldn't have given any more. We were short of players, as was pretty obvious, which took away a lot of options for us. I'll be credit to the Queen Bees, they played very well. I thought we hung in extremely well and managed to give ourselves opportunities. We struggled a little bit at the back end of the season of putting the thing in the back of the net, which unfortunately at the end of the day is the only stat that counts.
Yes.
But at one point in the year, I was wondering how we make the playoffs, let alone how we finished just, I think it was 3 points behind Bracknell at the end, but it could easily have been one. We could easily have won, actually. There were a couple of games that we didn't take advantage of that we should have done, even with the players we had, but we didn't manage to do that. I'm immensely proud of everybody sat in that room at the moment. They've done so well. They didn't stop all the way through that game, and I can't ask for any more than that.
No, you can't. Today was kind of a microcosm of the season, wasn't it, really? Short bench, two-line hockey.
Yep.
It puts a strain on everyone, doesn't it, when you haven't got the bodies to
absolutely.
To call
I did say to somebody on the bench, one of my coaches on the bench at one point, something happened and they said, well, that's the season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I can't remember, but something happened. I thought that's kind of sums it up. We created chances. We've outworked opponents at times. Maybe we didn't today. We just got tired. Over the weekend, I thought yesterday was tremendous.
Yeah, it was.
We went behind, we managed to come back, and then it was a great overtime victory. So we were all very, very pleased with that.
Yeah.
I was for sure, and it got us to the final. At the end of the day, looking at where we were, that's an achievement.
It is, and likewise what you said with the title race, the fact you were able to still be in contention on the final weekend of a season is testament to the players that were available, that core group. And
That's right. They've worked tirelessly all the way through. So I'm a little bit unhappy we didn't win. Of course I am. But we've got nothing really to complain about the effort or the team or anything. So really good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And next season, I know you'll want a nice break now, but thoughts already ahead, thinking about a rebuild maybe, or retooling?
We've sat down today and had to think about where we are and how we move forward. So we're still starting to put some stuff in. We've got a couple of open practices coming up there. Obviously, the advert's been out. Anybody's welcome to come along, and we see where we go from there. But you're right. First off is a break. This seems to have been a very long season to me. I know it's no longer than any other, but boy, it seems to have dragged on.
It does, yeah.
We will rebuild, and we'll be back next year, and we'll be title contenders again.
Well, thank you, Reg, for your time, and best of luck for next season.
Thank you, Adam, and thanks for all the interviews and the streaming that you've done over the season. It's great to see that for women's hockey.
Queen Bees forwards, Catherine Gale and Rachel Cartwright. A great day, wasn't it?
It was, amazing. It's been a tough weekend and lots of hockey, but so happy that we did the double.
Yeah, I'll talk us through it. Well, it's not the greatest of starts, was it? It had to come from behind, but it was, you got the job done.
Yeah, exactly. It was really tough. I would say the first period, I think they were raring to go, we were raring to go. So first period was definitely fast. And then when we let in one goal, we just kind of kept playing our game. Then hopefully we were, just battling in the second period, got that goal back. Definitely one we're very, very happy with. I don't know if you remember the goals.
You got the equaliser, didn't you?
The equaliser, I think it was just a scramble in front of the net, and I think I was just lucky to get a lucky bounce and it went in. And the second goal
was Ellie Wallace. I think we've gone down to them, in the league and stuff, and I don't think we let it get to us too much. We know we can score, so I think kept going, and you saw that in us getting another couple of goals afterwards as well. So it was good team performance.
It was quite composed in that third period. Managed the game well, I thought, but it's the double. So that's huge because the team hasn't done it since 2019, which was the last time Queen Bees did it. So that's a nice little stat to have, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think we came to this weekend and it's been neck and neck with Solihull. So I'm sure a lot of people might have had doubts of are the Queen Bees going to win? In the series we lost 2 games, we won 1. But I think coming here and winning this game today proves that we're a really good team, and just proud of everyone, because I think today it felt like a proper team performance, and I think we did a good job managing the game.
Yeah, you did. A lot of the younger girls, of course, have played a lot of hockey this week, and that was their 5th game for some of them. So, was there a worry that they might just run out of gas in that game, or?
I think there was a little bit. for us older ones, where we would probably definitely struggle. You know, 5th game in 2 days or 3 days, like that is a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
But I thought they played really well. The younger ones are really developing, and you know they played their role. And I thought it was a real team effort today, which was really positive.
Yeah, and second year in a row you've won the playoffs. That's a sweet feeling, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think for us it's been, you know, if you look back over the past 4 years, we've had some tough times as a club. We lost our rink, you know, we've lost people, but I think it just goes to show like we've got great development at the Queen Bees, and you know, managed to get back to where we want to be, which is winning the league, winning the playoffs. So yeah, really proud of everyone.
Yeah, not surprised really. And well, a long season, a few weeks off, I'm guessing now.
More than a few weeks. I don't want to put my kit on for a while.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we're looking forward to a bit of a break and coming back fresh and keen to get started. But I think we're more looking forward to a bit of a break at the moment, and definitely celebrate this weekend and the league title as well.
Well, congratulations again. Enjoy that rest. You've earned it, and we'll see you all next season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the Queen Bees clinch a First League and playoff double since 2019, and will start next season as the team to beat. This concludes our playoff coverage, but please check back next week as we will have a Bristol tournament review for you, so please make sure to look out for that. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Please make sure you're following us across all social media platforms
to keep you fully up to date with all things WNIHL.
On Facebook, follow Ice Maidens, the voice of women's ice hockey,
and check out the website at icemaidens.wordpress.com.
On Instagram and on Twitter,
you can find the podcast
at ZPG Ice Maidens,
and for YouTube,
you can subscribe to Zero Pucks Given.
Please like, follow, share and subscribe.
It all does wonders for spreading the good word
of the ZPG network.
Sports Social Podcast Network.